Hey Booskies, today we are bringing back Ask a Black Reenactor. Thank those of you who last minute sent in questions, and I also reached back into the vault and picked up some of the old questions that I wasn't able to get to in my previous Ask a Black Reenactors. So there'll probably be more than 2 of them, and so I want to thank you all for receiving Ask a Black Reenactor so well, because that was what started my channel and really kind of jump-started my channel. So after many requests, I am doing another Ask a Black Reenactor. Now, I think I have one here. First question. This is from Patricia P. This was from the first round of Ask a Black Reenactors, and I want to thank her so much for being so open and honest in her question. So it says, as a historical interpreter, I portray people who owned slaves at a time when it was legal and accepted. We now acknowledge, well, most of us, the sheer horror that comes with owning another human being, even if it is considered benevolent oversight at the time. I have shied away from speaking about the topic as it is no longer acceptable, thank goodness, and even the terminology is unacceptable. Any suggestions for a white interpreter regarding historically accurate portrayals? Thank you so much, Patricia. I would ask that you be honest about the portrayal. Don't go the sugar-coated route. Do your research. Read diaries about how people are speaking about their enslaved persons. One of the best portrayals of a slave owner I have ever seen was Lindsay Foster at Atlanta History Center. The best, hands down. And I think that you should definitely check her out. She is reenactress. I will put a link to her Instagram down below and her Facebook. Please, please look her up. She is a wonderful interpreter, and she's kind of mastered interpreting a slave owner. And I'm so proud to know her. And she is just an awesome historical interpreter as well as a reenactor. She does wonderful first person. So just all I can say is, I'm sure, Patricia, I know you do your research, so you know, thoroughly research a character before you go for it. And that's all anyone can ask for. And just go for it, really go for it. Put yourself into the interpretation and be open and honest about it. So thank you, Patricia. What type of preparation do you do for in-person interaction? I would have to say that most of my preparation is to center myself. So, but of course I do a lot of research. It depends on if it's a character I've already done. If I've already done, it's probably already in my files. I have a files which I could show. I may put a picture in. I have files of all of my interpretations, and usually if I'll just pull it out because I've already done that research. If not, I'll start maybe a month ahead and put together some research about my interpretation. But really getting ready for actually one-on-one with guests, I definitely have to center myself. Now that I do this every single day, I meditate a lot. It's definitely important to me to be centered. It's difficult interpreting a Black person during this period. And sometimes interacting with guests, it's very difficult, but I really want to meet that challenge, because we're teaching people, we're helping people understand their history, or the history of America, and I take this very serious. So I definitely am trying to really even out right before I go on. I want to be as calm as possible, because if I'm calm, people really react to your mood. And if you stabilize your mood before you start an interaction or interpretation, you're good. So really just being able to present people with a calm demeanor. I definitely, interpreting slavery, I think is about 25% tone. So being able to meet people at that level, I find that that's really the best. I hope that's really answering the question. Yes. But thank you very much for that question. That was actually I was thinking about that last night, and how I've actually come up with, like, you know how before Michael Phelps gets on the block and he does his, before I do my interpretation, I have my little routine, and people see me in the back, and I do like this little clap thing. Yes, it's serious, people. It's very serious. How do you deal with people who act inappropriately towards you at events? I have definitely gotten this question before. Now, I deal with it very differently now. I think first and foremost, I try to deal with it in a first person way. So if someone's inappropriately touching me, I may bring, as I said before, I may bring my apron out for them to touch if they would like to feel fabric. If someone is getting, I've had gentlemen at reenactments get a little bit too touchy-feely with me. I do a little sidestep, and I may put a little sass on, and basically tell them in period correct language that how inappropriate it is of them, and how I'm married, yada yada yada. Definitely trying to interject my character into this. It does help that sometimes my characters are married, so I can always interject that. I also, I definitely speak loudly and clearly. So usually I never interpret alone anymore, especially at reenactments. So there's usually someone close by that's gonna look up if I start. There's some keywords that we know what to look out for each other, and usually it takes 2 seconds and they are on it. So definitely, I would definitely say try to deal with it. I try to deal with it in first person first, or in as an interpreter first in a period correct way, because sometimes people don't mean, they just have, some people just invade space by mistake, and then you want to speak clearly, loudly, so that people around you can hear and draw attention if they are doing something and they know that it's wrong. And 3, walk away from the situation. I have had to walk away, just drop my entire interpretation and just walk away, because it's not worth me getting harassed. So usually it works from the start, from just once people understand that they've in a period way, if they understand that they've kind of invaded your space, usually people are understanding, because sometimes it's just a mistake. But I hope that has helped, that question has helped. I want to thank you all so much for joining us today for Ask a Black Reenactor. It's so glad to have this segment back. And please look out for more Ask a Black Reenactor. If you have any questions for Ask a Black Reenactor, please put them down below in the comments section. Also, please remember to subscribe and like us. Good afternoon.
Hello.
What is your name?
My name is Devin.
And what department are you from?
I am from Orientation Interpretation.
Wonderful. And I'm going to ask you today, what's in your basket?
Well, in my basket, I have a totally illegal modern day book called The Book Thief.
Yes! That is such a good book.
It is. I'm rereading it for the first time in like 10 years or whenever it was published. I don't remember. I have my handy dandy umbrella, which, you know, is also illegal because it has a pattern on it. But you know what, we're just gonna let it slide.
Right.
I have a not entirely 18th century pattern little cover.
Wonderful.
Of course, my phone is in here. I have a little thing of Advil.
Nice.
I have a pen. I have Smarties in case I need a little
Smarties.
I actually have a little case that I keep some silverware in for when I need to eat.
Oh, that is
lunch.
so cute.
Yeah. I have a little pack of cards with a little case on it that I made.
Nice.
Got my car keys.
Those are important.
I've got my pack of peppermints for when I talk too much and my throat starts to hurt.
Wonderful.
I have some Earl Grey.
Oh my goodness.
I have some other stuff I'm not going to talk about. And I have some crumpled up napkins, I think. So that's about it.
Thank you so much for showing us what's in your basket.
Ooh.